Over 50% of heart attacks in men over 60 happen within just 3 hours of waking up. Think about that for a moment. Not while you're at the gym. Not during a stressful meeting. But right after you open your eyes, when you think your day is just beginning. It's not because mornings are bad for you. It's because your heart is under more strain in that short window than at any other time of day. Your blood is thicker. Your blood pressure is naturally higher. And your heart muscle is making the jump from a slow, resting rhythm to the demands of movement, thinking, and stress. That's why so many men feel their first chest twinge not in the middle of the afternoon, but while they're getting ready, pouring their coffee, or heading out the door. The good news is, there's a simple, science-backed way to protect your heart in those critical first minutes of the morning. It doesn't involve medication. It doesn't require an intense workout. It's one small change to your routine, so quick and so easy that you can start tomorrow and feel more confident that your heart is ready for whatever the day brings. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you what that change is, why it works, and how men just like you have used it to protect their heart health, not just for today, but for years to come. When you wake up, your body is going through more changes in the first 30 minutes than it will at any other point in the day. Your blood pressure rises sharply, a natural effect called the morning surge. It's your body's way of preparing you to stand, walk, and think. But if your arteries are stiff from age, or narrowed by plaque, this sudden jump can be a serious strain on your heart. At the same time, your blood is thicker in the morning. That's because you haven't had fluids for 6 to 8 hours while sleeping. This higher viscosity means your heart has to work harder to push blood through your system, and it's easier for clots to form. On top of that, your platelets, the cells that help blood clot, are stickier in the morning. That's nature's way of protecting you from bleeding if you get injured after waking. But in men with underlying heart disease, this stickiness can make it more likely for a clot to form in the wrong place, like a coronary artery. Now imagine all of this happening at once: higher pressure, thicker blood, stickier platelets. For a healthy, flexible artery, it's just another morning. For an artery that's already narrowed, it's a dangerous test your heart didn't ask for. This is why I've seen men walk into the kitchen feeling perfectly fine, pour a cup of coffee, and be in the ER within the hour. The danger isn't in being awake, it's in how you transition from rest to activity. And that's exactly where this one morning change can take the strain off your heart and make those first critical minutes safer. I'm Dr. Katherine Rocker, and for more than 30 years I've worked with men over 60 to protect their hearts, sharpen their minds, and give them the confidence to live fully, without fear that age will slow them down. I've treated retired firefighters who thought their strongest days were behind them, veterans who pushed through pain for years, and grandfathers who just wanted to make sure they'd be around to see their grandkids grow up. One of my patients, Frank, 68, was the kind of man who never sat still. But every morning, he went straight from bed to the kitchen for coffee, then out the door for errands. One day, he felt lightheaded halfway down the driveway, a warning sign that his heart was under more strain than it could handle. When we talked about what happens to the heart in those first minutes after waking, he was shocked to learn that his morning routine was unintentionally making things harder for his body. We made one small change. No meds. No complicated rules. Just a new way to start his day. 3 weeks later, Frank told me, "I feel steadier in the mornings, and I don't get that pounding in my chest anymore." That's why I'm here today, to give you the same knowledge, the same simple, powerful habit, and the same chance to protect your heart that I've given to hundreds of men just like you. Think of your heart as an engine. When you first wake up, you're asking it to go from idle to highway speed in a matter of minutes. In men over 60, this morning startup is often the most stressful moment of the day for the cardiovascular system. Here's why. 1. The morning blood pressure surge. Your body releases a surge of cortisol and adrenaline upon waking. This raises your blood pressure to prepare you for movement. If your arteries are flexible, they can absorb that extra force without a problem. But stiff or narrowed arteries take the full hit, increasing the risk of heart attack or stroke. 2. Thicker, more viscous blood. After 6 to 8 hours without water, your blood plasma volume decreases, making the blood thicker. This forces your heart to pump harder, especially through any narrowed vessels. 3. Stickier platelets. Platelets help you clot if you're injured, but in the morning, they're more likely to clump together even without an injury. In compromised arteries, this can trigger a blockage at the worst possible time. 4. The posture factor. When you go from lying down to standing too quickly, blood shifts in your body, and your heart must instantly adjust. For some men, this sudden load can cause dizziness, chest discomfort, or even trigger a cardiac event. Put all of this together, higher pressure, thicker blood, stickier platelets, sudden load, and you've got what I call the heart stress test, happening every single morning. The solution isn't to avoid mornings, it's to give your heart a smoother, safer transition from rest to activity. And that's where this one simple morning change comes in, the habit that can reduce strain, improve circulation, and give your heart the best possible start every day. If you want to take pressure off your heart in those first, critical minutes after waking, here's the simplest, most powerful step you can take. Before anything else, hydrate and move gently for 2 to 3 minutes. Step 1. Hydrate. First, keep a glass or bottle of water by your bed. Drink 8 to 10 ounces as soon as you sit up. This thins your blood, helps restore plasma volume, and takes immediate strain off your heart. Step 2. Gentle, upright movement. Instead of going straight from bed to brisk activity, or straight to the coffee pot, spend 2 to 3 minutes doing slow, intentional movements. March in place. Roll your shoulders, turn your torso gently side to side, flex and point your ankles. These movements gradually wake up your circulation, raise your heart rate in a controlled way, and help your blood vessels dilate before any heavier activity. Why this works? Hydration reduces morning blood thickness. Gentle movement prevents a sudden blood pressure spike. Controlled posture change eases your heart into the day. One of my patients, Sam, 72, went from feeling lightheaded every morning to feeling steady and strong within the first week of making this change. He called it, my 2-minute insurance policy, and the best part? It doesn't require new equipment, a gym membership, or even leaving your bedroom. Just water, movement, and intention. 1. Frank, 68, the coffee first guy. Frank had been starting his mornings the same way for decades, straight out of bed, into the kitchen, and a big cup of coffee before anything else. Most mornings, he'd feel a little pressure in his chest and chalk it up to just waking up. When I explained the morning surge and the strain it put on his heart, he agreed to try the water and movement routine for 1 week. By day 4, the chest tightness was gone. By week 2, he said, I feel like I'm easing into my day instead of my heart getting punched awake. 2. Luis, 73, the early errand runner. Luis liked to get his grocery shopping done before 8 a.m. The problem? He'd jump from bed, throw on clothes, and be out the door in minutes. No hydration, no warm-up. Twice, he'd felt dizzy in the parking lot and had to sit in his car. We made one change, 2 glasses of water and 3 minutes of marching in place before leaving the house. The dizzy spells stopped completely. He even noticed his breathing felt easier when loading groceries into the car. 3. Harold, 66, the I'm fine skeptic. Harold was convinced nothing was wrong. But his wife noticed he was pale and unsteady for the first half hour every morning. She pushed him to try my heart-safe morning change. By the end of the first week, Harold admitted he hadn't realized how sluggish he'd been. With just those 3 minutes of hydration and gentle movement, he felt warmed up before breakfast and had more energy for his morning walks. These aren't rare cases. I've seen this change protect men's mornings and give them a sense of control over their heart health without complicated programs or expensive treatments. Now, I want to show you exactly how you can start tomorrow, so you can feel the difference for yourself. The best way to protect your heart in the morning is to make this change so simple that you can do it without thinking. Here's your beginner-friendly, heart-safe start. Step 1. Set up tonight. Place a glass or bottle of water on your nightstand. Clear a small space beside your bed so you can move without obstacles. Step 2. When you wake up, sit up slowly. Give your body 10 to 15 seconds to adjust from lying to sitting. Drink your water. Finish the full 8 to 10 ounces before you stand. Stand and move gently for 2 to 3 minutes. March in place. Roll your shoulders, rotate your torso, gently flex your ankles and calves. Step 3. Keep it consistent. Do it every morning, whether you wake up at 5 a.m. or 8 a.m., weekdays or weekends. Your heart thrives on predictable routines. Pro tip: if you drink coffee, wait until after your water and movement routine. You'll get a cleaner energy boost and avoid spiking your blood pressure before your body is ready. This entire process takes less than 5 minutes, but it gives your heart a smoother, safer transition into the day, and it can help reduce the strain that leads to heart attacks and strokes in those early morning hours. Next, I'll walk you through the 30-day heart protection timeline so you'll know exactly what changes to look for and when to expect them. When you start this one morning change, hydrating and moving gently before anything else, your heart responds quickly. The results build week by week, and by the end of the month, you'll wonder why you didn't start sooner. Week 1. The adjustment: you feel steadier when getting out of bed. No more morning head rush or dizziness. Chest feels lighter during your first movements of the day. More relaxed transition from waking to full activity. Week 2. The energy boost: your morning alertness kicks in faster. Breathing feels easier during your first walk or chores. Less stiffness in your legs and back after waking. You notice you're not rushing for coffee just to feel alive. Week 3. The circulation shift: blood flow feels stronger, you can feel warmth in hands and feet sooner. Heart rate stays more stable during early activity. More stamina for morning tasks without fatigue. Week 4. The heart-protected morning: your morning routine feels automatic, water and movement are second nature. Consistent, steadier energy into the afternoon. If you track your blood pressure, you may notice a gentler rise in the mornings compared to before. A sense of confidence knowing you're actively protecting your heart from the moment you wake up. This is what I call compounding protection. Each morning builds on the last. You're not just avoiding risk today, you're training your heart, blood vessels, and hormones to start every day on the safest possible footing. And that's where we close with the Heart-Safe Morning Promise, a commitment to give your heart the best chance, every single day you wake up. Your mornings are more powerful than you think. They are the moment your heart makes its biggest adjustment of the day, and the moment you have the most control over its safety. If you've spent years waking up, rushing into the day, and hoping your heart can keep up, now you know it doesn't have to be that way. With just a glass of water and a few minutes of gentle movement, you can take pressure off your heart, improve your circulation, and give your body the smooth start it needs to protect you. This isn't about fear. It's about taking ownership of your mornings. Because the truth is, your heart listens to the signals you send it every single day. And when you send the right ones, you stack the odds in your favor for more good mornings, more active days, and more years doing what you love. Here's my promise to you: if you commit to this one morning change, even on the days you don't feel like it, your heart will thank you, not with words, but with the quiet strength to keep beating steadily for the life you want to live. So tomorrow, before anything else, drink your water. Move your body. Give your heart the gift of a safe start. Because every morning you protect it is another day it protects you.